You may see the title of today's video and think, this is an obvious topic. My resume is fine. I don't need to update it. Well, the truth is, it's not an obvious topic. And yes, you do need to update your resume because so many of you who reach out to me when I ask if your resume is up to date, you tell me it's not. Your answer is it's not up to date, but I need to do that at some point. So let's talk about why it's important to keep your resume updated regularly and the consequences of not doing so. This is career tip number 48 as I'm counting down the top 50 career tips to help you succeed in any role. And career tip number 48 is why it's important to keep your resume updated regularly. Now, look, the truth is, your resume is one of your most important assets in your professional career and journey. Your resume is absolutely the first impression you're making when you send it out. Now, we tend to think of only updating our resume when we're looking for jobs because potential employers are going to ask for it. And that's true. That is one reason to keep your resume updated. But even if you're not looking for a job right now, it's still important to keep your resume updated. And here's why. First, you want to avoid last minute panic. I see it from so many of you. You never know when an opportunity is going to come up, and now you're panicking, trying to figure out what do I update? What do I add? Do I have the right information on my resume? And that last minute panic leads to mistakes. That last minute panic leads to errors, and now you're not presenting the best first impression that you can in your resume. So let's avoid that last minute panic because it leads to errors and mistakes. But you also want to keep your resume updated because if you're trying to go back and recreate it after the fact, you're going to forget important milestones. You're going to forget important piece of experience that you want on your resume. You're going to forget those accomplishments that you want your audience to know. You're going to forget those important contributions that you want on your resume. And yes, I'm seeing it from you all the time as we begin to work together in my coaching program. You're kind of struggling a little bit to go back and recreate those experiences because you haven't updated your resume. And that's why when I ask if you've updated your resume, so many of you say, no, I need to do that. But then when you do it, it's hard to recreate it looking backwards as opposed to doing so in real time. Let's avoid let's avoid the consequences of forgetting those important milestones and pieces of experience and keep your resume updated regularly. Next, and this is important, track your contributions and accomplishments regularly. As you're tracking those regularly, whether it's on a weekly basis or monthly basis or even a quarterly basis, that's going to help you update your resume in real time so that information is fresh and you don't have the last minute panic and you're not trying to recreate the resume after the fact. Track your contributions and your accomplishments regularly and you won't have a problem with having those milestones right in front of you. And last but not least, it's important to keep your resume updated in case the worst case scenario happens. What happens if you lose your job? What happens if you lose your job? Now, all of a sudden, you're scrambling again, last minute panic, but you're scrambling trying to put your resume together, update it so you can get it out to potential employers. And let's be honest, these days, there's so many open jobs posted on LinkedIn and social media. You've got to act quickly. And by having your resume updated regularly, you can act quickly to take advantage of the market opportunities that are in front of you. So, let's avoid the last minute panic. Let's make sure that you're not trying to recreate your resume after the fact. Track your wins regularly and also make sure that if the worst case scenario happens, because it happens to the best of us, that your resume is up to date and you're ready. When you're able to track with these pieces of advice and make sure your resume is up to date, then you can take advantage of any opportunity that comes along. So, what are you waiting for? Go update your resume. And for those of you who are interested in the top 50 career tips that I'm offering, you can find the next career tip here. You can find the entire playlist here. But You can also click on my face because you don't want to forget to subscribe so that you're notified every single time I post a new career tip video.